And it says we are live. I'm here. You're beautiful. That must mean, baby, it's time for GotBot Goes live. I, of course, am your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, a.k.a. God. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe. And while you are at it, light them up, baby. Hit the notification bell. It helps me out a ton. It lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. This is a very, very special edition of GotBot Goes Live for a few reasons. The very first reason is because I'm back on my own computer. I might mention this again for people as they kind of come in here, but my fan came, Starscream wife, installed it. Not me. It's above my pay grade. I don't know how to do that. There were a billion screws in the bottom of this laptop. This is the old fan that no longer works. It's why things have been down for the last couple of weeks. However, tomorrow, as promised, not last Friday, but the Friday before, we will actually do the follow-up to my animated Prowl review when we look at Samurai Animated Prowl. That'll be tomorrow. Today, I actually recorded 5 reviews. That'll take us through the next few weeks with things that we've seen on here. And one thing that we haven't seen here yet tonight, or haven't seen here on the channel yet, that we will see later tonight, tonight's unboxing. I also done that review today as well. Yeah, I guess that's about it. So we are back in working order. Hopefully there will be some creator and the corporate man coming. I'm still, now that my computer is working again, I'm still looking toward finishing Universal Collision Season 2 this summer. Fingers crossed, man. Time goes so fast, though. And I'm not interested in stressing myself out over it. And tonight is really the first test run of my computer since having it fixed. We'll see if it, I don't know, blows up in my face and scars me, and then I become a supervillain. Hopefully that's not what happens. We just have a good show. That's really what I'm hoping for. But I guess time will tell how that goes for sure. Let's see what we got here. My friends. Hold on. I gotta just move this a little bit. Eating at the moment, so going to be quiet for a bit. That's all right. Oh, also, no, I'll mention that after I catch up with the chat. Hey, Big M. Hey, Mike. Hey, Heathen. Hey, Manitoba. Hey, Darren. D-Dog. No. Big M. Just got Chop Shop and Barrage. They're both pretty great. Pretty good. I wouldn't know. In Canada, they're not slated to release until the 15th of July. So still a couple of ways away. I know a lot of people in the U.S. have been getting theirs. I mean, you know, do you like the Insecticon molds through Legacy? If you do, then I don't really see why you wouldn't like these ones, right? This is about finishing those deluxe Insecticons. They look great. They really look great. So I have no reason to think that they ain't. My 4-pack is in the Tarn, Cliff Jumper, etc. in Ontario. Yeah, so the 4-pack got moved up to a release date of today. I certainly haven't heard anything about it yet, but I'm not surprised it's in Ontario. It's usually Ontario or BC where things show up first. Sometimes Quebec. Usually if it shows up at those places, it's typically, I mean, it's summer, so it might be different, but typically it's 2 weeks to a month when it will arrive here. That's usually how it goes. But you know what? I mean, I might get a call tomorrow about my 4-pack from GameStop and it'd be proven a liar. I don't know. We'll see. Yours at your house when you get there. Let's see. Where am I? Hey, Albert. Hey, Waspinator. Hey, Marcus, if I didn't say it already, buddy. Hey, Ultra Megatronus. Harvey Moulton. I don't know who that is. Yes, more countdowns. The last countdown that there was a question done to was about the best successes. That will be Monday's countdown, and we'll have a brand new question next Wednesday. Basically, we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. Listening while making dinner. That's fair, buddy. I finally received Legacy Shrapnel and Beachcomber. Oh, man, I'm sure that was a long wait, but I'm glad that you finally got it. Better late than never, right? Hey, Brian, any update on countdowns will start again? Monday. I just said, if you were listening, I just said Monday. I couldn't, I mean, I literally couldn't do anything until my computer was fixed. I was lucky to be able to use Starscream Wipes for the live show, but I didn't have any of the programs that I edit anything on. I know I'd mentioned I might do a couple of shorts, but I got to be honest, I don't typically watch shorts. I don't find that they offer any value for me because I'm not a short form guy. And I don't know. I watch them and the minute is over and I'm like, that was so fast. Didn't really get anything out of it. It's not a form that I'm particularly comfortable with. I've tried a few forays, but I sat down over the last couple of weeks and thought to myself, what could I do as a short? I really don't know what to do for shorts. I've done some of the hot takes, but I'm like, I don't know if anybody likes them. They haven't gotten a lot of traction. I mean, most of my shorts, if you look at them, only get 100 to 200 views. Like, I don't know where people are getting all of these thousands upon thousands of views. I don't know what they're doing or how they're positioning it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a shorts guy, I guess. I'm not to say I won't try them again. It's just I need content for it, and I don't know what to do. What? It's you, but Two-Face, because the computer's what scared me. Computers always scare me. I hate technology. I'm the last guy to like take on anything. I don't think we're going in the right direction with technology at all. I don't like AI. I don't like where it's going. I don't even like flat screens. Like, I like having a big TV. When it went to flat screens, I was like, I don't know about this. I certainly don't like having them on the wall. Like, I'm so old school. I'm like VCRs and microwaves, baby. That was my golden age. But I know I'm in the minority. Trust me, and I'm real thankful that my wife is not that sort of person because she takes care of me that way. How did I feel after handling Tiger Hawk? Guess you'll have to wait and see when I do that review. No spoilers. Hey, Hot Wheels brothers. Yeah, it's been a while since you've been here, buddy. Okay, so tonight. No, I mean Scar. I don't know what you're talking about. Just got Legacy Select Sunstreaker, and he is what? Becoming your office fidget toy. Oh yeah. So tonight is exactly the exact same date as the very first time you and I got together right here. In 2019, the dates fell exactly the same as they're falling in 2024. And in 2019, on June the 27th, a Thursday, I did the very first GotBot Goes live. I was interrupted during that live stream, which was about the exact same time as we're having it now. I was interrupted during that live stream by both, at the time, Starscream girlfriend. Actually, at the time, she was Starscream fiance, and our dear family friend, Joe, who since has, since that first show, 3 days later on the 30th, which was a Sunday, this year, the 30th is still a Sunday, Starscream fiance became Starscream wife. So our 5-year wedding anniversary is Sunday. 5-year anniversary of the live show is right now to the day. To the day. And since then, our family friend, Joe, has herself gotten married, bought a home, and has her own kid. So, things change a lot over 5 years, baby. But one thing that hasn't changed is my loyalty to you guys. Whether you like what I say or not, you can always count on me to have your back. And I count on you guys to have mine. So tonight, courtesy of one of our channel community members, will say, I can't say channel member, but I think all 7,700 plus strong are the community here. I weed out the undesirables that, quite frankly, I don't want to ruin the community. But thanks to one of our community members tonight, one of you will get a free Earthrise Wheeljack. He contacted me and said, hey, do a giveaway, do it on the live show. So we're going to address that later. But if you already have one or you don't want one, cool, that's fine. There will be a time later in the show where if you want it, I will tell you something to do. You will do it in the live chat. We will pick from the live chat, and somebody is going to get a free Earthrise Wheeljack. Not from me, but from somebody else in our community. As a matter of fact, it's Nickel is who it is. And you guys have seen Nickel here in the chat a whole bunch of times. I don't know if Nickel's here tonight or not, but it's him who's giving it away. And of course, once we pick a winner, I'll have to get your details from you. And I'll have to hand it along to him so that he can send it to you. So really thankful for that. I thought that was a really nice thing for him to offer to do, not only for you guys, but as a way to celebrate the 5-year anniversary, right? So a whole lot of stuff there. So to the day. Isn't that wild? Isn't that crazy? 5 years later, man, to the very day. How about we jump into the news, my friends? How about we jump into the news? I will, of course, check in with you guys in just a little bit. Let's see if we can share stuff. Because here's the thing. This is like the dry run of the computer to make sure everything's working. Let's hope everything's working. Fingers crossed. And let's begin. Let's see. Let's begin here. Seems as good a place as any. Boom, right here. Apparently, as you can see, there is a picture here of what looks to be Crash Bar. However, this is apparently going to be the Star Raiders Road Pig. Of course, one of the members of Thundertron's Star Seekers. Part of that Walmart subline, part of the crew of the Tidal Wave. Anybody who has kind of been keeping their ear to the ground as it relates to Legacy United will probably know that the plan for Thundertron in Legacy United was for him and his crew of the Tidal Wave, not the Titan Tidal Wave, but the pirate ship, the Tidal Wave. Basically, the idea is that in order for him to kind of seek revenge against Cybertron after the closure of the Space Bridge Network to stop the spread of the Rust Plague, he is going to go and look to add to his crew by way of Junkions, which I guess Road Pig would really fit in. And I wouldn't mind having another Crash Bar to be a proper arm for the Junkosaurus. Like I would probably get this just to be a Junkion, if nothing else, because I assume it's going to be Crash Bar with new colors and a new head. Could make a great arm. So could Lockdown, for that matter, or a great leg. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Anyway, the idea is that Thundertron is going looking for Junkions and Armorizers, because he heard about these living rocks to be kind of his force, his crew, to take his revenge on Cybertron. I think that's kind of cool. It's too bad we don't actually have a fiction and a story to go with it other than tidbits and bits and pieces. But this is presumably what we're going to get for Road Pig. I really thought we were going to get the laser cycle mold used again for Road Pig. I could have swore I heard that somewhere. But you know what? Why not? Why not do Crash Bar? I hope the thighs are a little tighter than they were on Crash Bar, because they're just a touch loose on my Crash Bar. Nothing bad, but I did hear some people's legs being super duper loose. So I don't know. Crash Bar? Yeah? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. How about we go next to right here? Yeah, in the US, I can't speak for Canada yet, haven't seen it, but in the US, the Hot Wheels Optimus Prime has come out. My understanding is he's won to a case of, I think, 5, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard that this is $8.99 US. I mean, it looks pretty cool, I guess, all things being equal. He's part of like this line of transports and stuff. Actually, one of them is a camper that's being towed. I think that's kind of cool. So I don't know. It looks pretty good. I mean, as much as there you go. There's the line. There's the picture of the line on the back, right? And Optimus is one of 6. I thought it was 5, but it's one of 6. And there are the other ones, right? So he would be there with them. Apparently, this was seen in the US. I can't tell you exactly where though. So sorry about that. And next up, this. That's right, Blockies, the model kits that, honestly, I've heard a couple of issues about the model kits. I've heard a couple of, like the Ultra Magnus, the Delta Magnus apparently has some molding issues on the lower legs. And I've heard of a couple of other molding issues. They're minor, and I think they're one-offs, but it's something to be aware of. Anyway, Blockies is doing a model kit, again, slightly chibied, as you can see there with the like Bumblebee, or maybe it's Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. But next to it, we have a Movieverse Optimus Prime that is slightly bigger. I think it looks all right. I'm not sure if this is the first movie or not. It might be the second movie. It might be Dark of the Moon. I'm not sure. Um, and again, like it looks like a great little model kit. It's not something that is going to transform, but it looks pretty good. And there's the Megatron. I think the Optimus looks okay. You know, I like the look of the Megatron more though. I love the silver and the spikiness. Look at that hand. Both of those hands, for that matter. I think this is a great robot mode for Megatron. You can see his cannon like coming out of his hand. I love this. I think it's really, really cool. I'm not really into the blocky stuff, but if you are and you like the model kits, man, I think these two will have great presence on the shelf. Make it that way, Will. And this. Yeah, so this is the Hasbro Game Room. It's a game experience covering some 41,500 square feet that will have games and food and this and that and the other thing. So our mall here next to the movie theater has something in it called the Rec Room. And this is basically the Rec Room. It's the exact same sort of thing where you have like an arcade and then you have like some other like sort of speed games or something. You have food. It's all, however, based on various Hasbro properties like G.I. Joe and Monopoly and, of course, presumably Transformers. So, of course, we have some views. I think this opened on the 26th yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Like there's some food, for example. See if I can find my notes on that. Not that I had a lot of notes on that. But there were a couple of things that I did want to mention about it. If I can find it here. Yeah, it opened on the 26th, 41,500 square feet, games, attractions, dining, powered by, of course, Hasbro. So again, you can see the food there. You can see what looks like a laser tag type of thing, maybe some sort of a rolling game. The game room arcade. The G.I. Joe battle station, which is probably like a laser tag type of thing. Roll-up games, whatever roll-up is, the eats, like it. I mean, it is what it is, right? Candyland bar, where I guess you get candy bar or you get candy at that, right? So it's a neat concept. I've seen it here. It's been super successful. Fun evening out with the fam jam for sure. How about this? I thought that this was actually kind of cute. Like, come on. Symbiote Studios does these little plushies, and they're doing what they're calling battle damaged one of Sludge. And all it is after Sludge really gets smashed by Devastator in the 86 movie, and his eyes pop out. And you can see his eyes popped out here on this plushie. I would imagine any kid that would have this would rip those eyes off in short order. If it was given to a pet, like if Tessa had this, those eyes wouldn't last 5 seconds. But I think this is a really adorable idea. I love it. I think it's so neat. Oh, Sludge, you are my boy, I have to say. Let's check in with you guys a little bit before we go on, because I know I went through a whole bunch of stuff there. Let's see what you guys are saying, because I covered a lot. How far up here? About here, I do believe. About here is where I think it was. Waiting a tidal wave to show up from BBTS. I hope that he's everything you want him to be. I mean, I don't really have a dog in that fight. I think he should have been a commander. But if you're happy with him as a Titan, and to be fair, I'm not going to lie. As a Titan, I expected him to be bigger than he is. Considering that he's a smaller Titan, a la like Devastator-ish, I'm like, it's closer to the size that maybe he should be. I still think he's a bit big. Some of them have gotten a bit chewed up. So I don't know. Check your knee ratchets, and I hope that they work well. I hope he shows up soon for you, Big M. Thank you, Marcus, on the anniversary celebration. Going to be waiting for the Tiger Hawk review. I know it's going to be awesome. And you know what? Not for nothing. I didn't know. I even say at the beginning of the review that I didn't know how I was going to feel about Tiger Hawk, because he's so wild. He's so wild, such a wild hodgepodge. But he's not the only one that I reviewed today that I wondered how I would feel about it once I had it in hand. Tonight's unboxing is a similar sort of thing. Saw 4 wind blades at my usual Walmart for $19. Is $19 on like a rollback, or is that the regular price? Seems a bit cheap. So Windblade at your usual Walmart for 19. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you, Ultra Megatronus. Thank you, Hot Wheels Brothers, Albert, Blue, No, Brian, all you guys. I appreciate the happy anniversary. You know, it feels like an accomplishment. 5 feels like one of those big numbers. You know what I mean? 5 feels like a big number, but you know, also feels like it was only yesterday. Premium Finish Siege Optimus might be my next pickup. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, it's a fine Optimus to get. The windows being green are a little strange to me, but it's a great Optimus to get, no doubt about it. Let's see. First video was battle paint damage removal, and thanks. Yes, the removal of the battle damage. It's so weird. I explained that a bunch of times, and people asked me to do a very explicit step-by-step review of it, or version of it. So I did that, very step-by-step. And then people complained and said that was too detailed. I don't know what you want, man. I really don't, because I had done a customizing tips for beginners earlier, and I covered it there in kind of a gloss simplistic fashion, and a lot of people questioned it, but that was a long time ago. That was a long time ago, man. I still get people who watch that removal of the battle damage and say thanks, though. Same with the faces for the Quintesson Judge. I still get people who will watch that video and thank me for showing them multiple ways to be able to put it on so that it's not a Herculean task. Mine both went on super duper easy. In fact, I've taken them off and put them back on. And I was lucky, I guess, because my faces went on real easy on my judges. I don't have the Prime Wheeljack mold. Hoping to get the Chrome Dome version, though. Interesting. Thank you, Tens. Picking up the new Leader Thundertron. See, I don't need to pick up the new Leader Thundertron because I have the Voyager, and I kind of prefer those colors. I mean, it'd be cool to have his little shoulder lad, which is really just a version of one of the cassette bots. It'd be cool, I guess, to have the Armorizer because I like those Rock Boys, but I don't need another Thundertron, right? But if you didn't get that Voyager, or you skipped it, or you prefer the colors or the head sculpt or something, that Thundertron mold's a great mold. So, I mean, to each their own, right? May stop collecting Hot Wheels, but that looks cool. Yeah, I mean, the Hot Wheels do look cool. There's no doubt about it. And some of these I'm skipping a little bit here now. I heard the blockies are fun. Yeah, I've heard only great things about the blockies until today when I heard a couple of people talk about some of the QC. Somebody else talked about one that they had, and I can't tell you which one it was, but apparently like the arm was misformed or the peg or something was misformed and they couldn't put the arm on or something. Anyway, something to watch for if you are into them is all I can say. Finally got a Hobby Lobby in your town. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming it's a spot where you can pick up customizing stuff, much like Michael's is here. I don't know if you guys have Michael's down there. But that's what a Hobby Lobby sounds like to me. Why do those companies only do G1 and movies? Why anything outside of that? They do because G1 and movies is where the money is. It's where the money is. So you're going to follow where the money is. They're a business, right? But I've said this a million times. If people want something outside of that, then you have to support it. If like third-party companies or licensees or whatever see that people are buying, say, RID 2001 or Unicron Trilogy stuff in droves, then they'll move in that direction because that's where the money is, right? If they're thinking like, should we do a version of Cybertron Starscream over G1 Starscream? They know G1 Starscream is going to sell. They don't know that Cybertron Starscream is going to sell. Hasbro has now taken that leap. Guaranteed these companies are looking at that and saying, how well has that sold? Are people complaining about it, or is it a gem? Same thing with animated. Are people buying that Optimus? Are people buying that Bumblebee, for example? Same thing with RID 2001. I think that a big thing to support that is the HasLab project. How well did the tow line sell, for example? You know what I mean? So there are numbers, there are metrics and math that go into this. But for now, why do they go to G1 in the movies? Because that's where the money is, and that's what's going to sell. Based on what they're seeing. Hey, Grimlock on. Somewhere here in LA, there's a place where you can break stuff, and I've heard about that. It's like a bludgeon cafe or something. I've heard of those things. Oh boy, that really jumped way down there. So you go down. I definitely am skipping some stuff here, guys. So bear with me a bit. What I was watching the lives and missed while watching Big Bang Theory on Commercial Sphere. Hey Ken. They start what? 12:35, 1:35? I don't know what you're talking about. Your internet froze when I coughed. Sorry about that, man. Well, I mean, there's not much I can do about it, but that was tough timing. Found Legacy Sunstorm for how much? $37. That's a good price for Sandstorm, for Legacy Sandstorm. Get them if you found them for that. Get them. Hey, Ninja Bill, thank you, buddy, for the happy anniversary. Windblade is almost 30, so 19 is good. Oh yeah, 19 is good then. Thanks, guys, for the happy anniversaries again. Hey, Lance. Hey, Nickel, speaking of which, okay, so for those just arriving, even though I'm going down through, we do have a giveaway courtesy of our buddy Nickel here. It will be an Earthrise Wheeljack. I'm assuming complete. Nickel, you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it's a complete Earthrise Wheeljack. Also, we are back to using my computer. Everything will get back to normal tomorrow with the Samurai Prowler review. This is the culprit that kept me down for 2 weeks, the old broken fan that no longer works. Hey, Brandon. Quintesson Judge video is how I got here. There you go. There you go. Speaking of the Judge, we talked about that earlier. Do you think Overlord should be redone? No. I love Overlord. I have him. I think he's wonderful. He's been done he's been done in less than 10 years. So no. If it's less than 10 years, I don't think anything needs to be redone. Like all of these combiners that they're talking about redoing, or, the fact even that we're getting Quake again, I don't think we need it yet. I think that the gap in between guys should be 10 years. And we got, 2018, I think maybe late 2017 is when we got Overlord. So I would say a couple more years, maybe. But the Titans Return one is splendid. He's excellent. Plus, if they redo him now, they're going to make him smaller, or they're going to make him overpriced. So no, I'm not the guy to get on board with that. But if you are, then I hope you get what you want. It wouldn't be for me is all. Hey, Paul. I am back, buddy. Hey, Maximal 10. Hobby Lobby is better than Michael's for people who like models. Okay, well, again, it's not something we have here, right? So, okay, so I guess you guys have both. That's cool. Let's see, whereabouts am I here? Because that just jumped on me a bit. RID 01 is a bit of a catch-22 for the legacy figures. So far haven't been great, so I think Hasbro will. But again, you're right, it is a bit of a catch-22, and they haven't been great. But if you go back to early classics, even the G1 fans had to be okay with getting, solid representations of characters they like, but stylized. Well, it's the same thing. They're not going to give you brand new RID 2001 molds until they've proven that it is viable to do so, because otherwise it's a waste of money. Why are we giving you a dedicated sideburn? Let's see if this sideburn sells well first. It's the way they've always done it, so that later on they can give you a better sideburn, and then a better sideburn, and then a better sideburn, so that you'll keep upgrading. It's their business. If you have watched what they have done to G1 fans for the last 15 years and to Beast Wars fans, then they're going to do the same thing to RID 2001 fans and to Unicron Trilogy fans. They're not giving you their best first. They're going to give you their adequate first and see if that sells. Agree with it? Don't agree with it? That's how their business model works. I don't agree with it, for the record. I think give your best right away, but that's just me. I would want Legacy Movie Blackout in G1 as a Spinister repaint. Interesting. Yeah, complete. Nickel says it's complete. So when we get around the trivia is when we'll do that. Simpleman, do you think since the Optimus Prime has Since the OP has lab, has been successful, Hasbro will start doing more HasLabs for more mainline figures. I don't know. I don't think HasLab should be a thing at all. I don't think it should remotely exist. I think it's bad business. I think the Optimus should have just been released. Simple as that. They may, but I don't think it's a good way to go. I think you're going to hurt your company even more than it's already hurting. It's the same thing with making stuff Pulse exclusive. Pulse shouldn't exist either. Hasbro is I keep saying this like a broken record, Hasbro is the manufacturer. They should not be at all in the retail space unless you're doing factory direct pricing, which they're not doing. Otherwise, you're just taking advantage and scamming fans. If you believe different, then you need an education on how economics works. Because what I'm telling you is just the pure, unadulterated facts. I myself have fallen victim to it with the Shattered Glass stuff, for example, because I really wanted it. Did I feel good about it? No, not at all, which is why I'm working on my exit strategy to stop doing business with Hasbro. Right? My purchases are getting less and less and less. So could they do that, Simple Man? Maybe. I won't be around for it, but maybe. MIB. Oh, okay. So it's mint in box. So there you go, guys. It's gonna be mint in box. Doesn't BotCon start this weekend? No idea. I know it's up and coming, but I don't know when. Thanks, guys, again for the happy anniversaries. I see that stuff going down there. What are the 3D prints for D&D? What? D&D GG? I don't know what you're talking about. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, HasLab's just I like the stuff. I think it's great. I mean, I have 2 HasLabs. I don't feel good about either of them. Thank God they're done. Because if you are a channel member or a patron, you know what my victory vlog was like. You know what the whole journey felt like to me. But then again, hey, bring out what? Bumper figures, Simple Man. Pulse could be phenomenal if it was the complete opposite of what it is. I agree. If it was handled the right way, for sure. No. Wait. Oh, it's not MIB. Okay, you misread that. I misread that it's not. Okay, but it is complete, but not in box. Okay, it is complete, but not in box. Am I right now, Nickel? I'm right now, right? I got nothing that would be in box. I've done giveaways. I don't think I've given anything away that's in box because I don't keep them. I'm just saying. Instead of redoing Quake, why not release Sure Shot? Yes, exactly. I'm not saying don't ever redo them. Okay, I'm correct now. I'm not saying don't ever redo them. I'm saying give a good decade in between. Give a good decade in between. Like the combiners, man. Like I get that they redid the Menasor last year, but and I get why they did it because a lot of people hated the Combiner Wars one. I did a couple of fixes on mine, and my Combiner Wars one is infinitely more solid than my Legacy one. Infinitely. Enough that I have zero interest at this time in replacing my aerial bots. However, since the aerial bots are slated to start coming out next year, I don't have a problem with them because you know what? It's been 10 years since we've had aerial bots. I get you wanting to do them again. Sure. I would argue that they don't need to be redone because I think the CW version was splendid, still splendid. But that's just me. I would argue, give us characters we've never had. Keep going deeper into some of the other avenues of fiction. Why are you giving us stuff that we already got on the shelf? Probably multiple times over. But that's just me. And I know that I am not the one guy who usually is on the bandwagon of everything else. Just saying. Shattered Glass, for the most part, was only available on Pulse or eBay near me. Oh, yeah, it was for the most part. They only released a couple of Shattered Glass things outside of Pulse. They should have done more. Simple as that. They should have done a lot more, if you ask me. I hope we get a new Hardhead soon. See, again, Hardhead would have been 2017. I would say give it 2 more years. And maybe do a Hardhead. I don't know how much better you're going to get than the Titans Return one. But whatever. You never know. Sure Shot is coming. He just keeps getting delayed, much like Gears was, right? But, I mean, give us the Sure Shot first. Just saying. Hey, Mecha, practically skipping the entire wave of Transformers. Only thing that interests me is the GotBot 3 packs. That's fair. Give us JRX or yeah, JRX. Give us Build King. Yes, like exactly. Give us stuff like that. Okay, let's get back into it, shall we? Because no, I'm just here chit-chatting with you guys, and we ain't doing nothing. Magnaboss, yes! I could stay there all day reading Ninja Bill's suggestions. Ba-boom. We are getting finally a masterpiece version of Rhinox. Again, he's a little more brown than what we tend to get in North America, a la what we tend to see with the recolors in Japan, both for the Generations and for the Kingdom versions. Both had recolors and more of a brown. I like the ridges there on the horn on the nose. A great looking Rhinox. Again, I think it would be too big for me. I'm not an MP guy, but this is a beautiful looking Rhinox. I cannot deny that it really, really is. And I have felt that a lot of the MPs have looked beautiful. That said, I'm also the guy who has said for a long time that MP is plagued with a lot of breakage issues and stuff. So I don't know about quality, but I mean, for looks, man, come on. This looks absolutely gorgeous. Furthermore, coming from Japan, we have another picture of the Project T Spark, and just a couple of notes that I wrote down here about that as well. A couple of things that I can kind of mark off my list here a little bit. Where is it? This is, so if this looks familiar, it's because it's based on the Flame Toys Kurokara Curry design, but it's been adapted by Takara Tomy, and this will actually be a transformable version of the like Rodimus Prime, I think it is, of might be the Hot Rod, I'm not sure. I think it's based on IDW, if anything, but it's it's that version of that character. I would love to see this adapted somehow to give us like an actual first time ever version of Guardian Prime, who is one of the Matrix bearers. The one just after Nova, I think. Just before Nova, maybe? I can't remember the order now. I've talked about it before. I can't remember if Guardian followed on from Prima or followed on from Nova. I can't remember if it went like Guardian, Nova, Nominus, who was a fake, Nova, and then like Zeta Sentinel, or if it went like Prima, Nova, Nominus, Nova, Guardian, then Zeta, Sentinels, and so on and so forth. I can't remember how the order goes off the top of my head, but I'd love to see this worked out some way, somehow there. This is just a new working photo of it. Not much to report, but I think it looks really, really cool. I'd love to see the alt mode. I'd also love to see how much this thing is going to cost. How about we go here next? Yeah, there we go. So we talked about, and we know that Hot Wheels has an Optimus Prime. They have a Bumblebee that's come out, and a lot of people have complained about them being short packed and whatnot. However, that's not the only foray into Hot Wheels we're having. We also have these crossovers. Now, these seem to be branded as authentics. Maybe these will be available in other countries. I don't know why they're branded as authentics, but you can see the Hot Wheels labeling kind of up in the upper left-hand corner. This is I want to make sure I'm saying all of these right, because there's a way I'm going to remember all of these cars, because I'm not a car guy, as we all know. This is a custom VW G1 Bumblebee. Apparently those tires are supposed to be moved up closer to the front. It looks rusty. I assume that this is supposed to be like the Bumblebee movie, although they call it G1. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. This one makes more sense. This is obviously a Corvette C7R, the AOE crosshairs. Then we have a Mustang GT, of course, 07 Barricade. Then we have the Bugatti Veyron, which is the AOE Drift, or Veyron. I don't know if they say the B is a W or not. And then we have the Pangani Huayara. I have no idea how to say that, but it's AOE Stinger. Way to be in disguise, guys. You know, I can't even say half of those cars. They're fancy sports cars. One's a custom. Like, guys, you know, just go out and scan a Civic. You know, scan a Ford F-150. We've had that, I know. Scan a, I don't know, uh, a Yaris. I don't know. Nobody wants to be a Yaris. I get it. Nobody wants to be a Toyota Yaris. I understand. But anyway, if you're into the Hot Wheels stuff, I mean, there's more coming, a la the Authentics line, I guess. Then we have this. And this is obviously, a lot of people said, this looks terrible. You do realize that this is without all of the color on him, right? This, of course, is the Fans Hobby MP scaled version of Tidal Wave. I have no idea what the size of this thing actually is. I don't know how it compares to the Titan. I feel like the Titan would not be MP scaled. I assume that this guy will still attach to the MP version that Fans Hobby did of Megatron and Galvatron. So this still has to have a number of apps added to it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, it's a heck of a great looking version of Tidal Wave. To be fair, so is the one by Hasbro. Like, I think both of them are, well, I don't know if this was too big. He might be sized accurately, but like they both look great. They both capture the look of the character really, really, really interestingly. I love the light piping on this guy. Look at those yellow eyes. Holy moly. Then I saw the back and I was like, look how clean it is. Super clean back. Love the look of the guy. Highly articulated hair. Comes with a couple of little Minicon lads. Of course, this is the full ship mode. This one doesn't have a city base mode. Well, I'll say this. I do like the kind of little base, like I'll call it aquatic base mode that you can do with the Hasbro version and still have the Dark Fleet. If you take the little versions of the Dark Fleet out, I do think that's a bit neat. I'm not going to lie. It does make him something that I like better than what I initially had an assessment of him. I mean, all of their little mini cons on him look great. But as I was looking at this, I said, man, what about the Dark Fleet in their separate modes? And then I went right to this picture and this one and this one. I was like, wow, okay, cool. It can do the Dark Fleet and it looks splendid. Can't wait to see this finished with all of the apps on it. I want to see a comparison, a size comparison of this to the Titan for sure. Absolutely want to see that. Dr. Wu, as you can see here, they showed off. This is their Micromaster scale, not their Legend scale. So these guys are 5-6 centimeters. They're meant to be Micromaster scale. One is, I'm going to call it reformatting Cyclonus. He's a purple Cyclonus. The head on it is the more IDW head. Apparently, it will come with the G1 head as well for our options. And then we have Shattered Glass Gold Bug over there. It looks pretty good. I mean, very shattered glassy for Goldbug indeed. I think the gold going down to the biceps is a little much. It should have just stayed on the shoulders, I think, if anywhere. I don't like the chest decal, but it's not hateful. Some people will really like it. I do, however, really like the look of the car mode. I think that looks really neat. I like the gold tires, which is strange. I thought I would hate that, but I don't. I actually really dig it. I think it looks good, and it breaks up the black. Then we have the Cyclonus, comes with 2 swords, of course. Looks good, but again, it's just like a reformatting-ish Cyclonus, if that's your thing. Then, how about this? How about this? Yeah, this thing here. So again, I have to kind of go back to my notes here to reference this thing. So this is by Spin Master. It is a 4D. I'm not sure, 3D, I assume. Optimus Prime model kit. It is made of cardboard, 18 sheets with a total of 321 punch out pieces, 5 LEDs. It is due July 1st, Monday, Canada Day. So it's due out then at a price of $69.99 US. It is, however, admittedly, pretty cool to look at. Big. You can see the size of it there compared to a person. It's a big size. Does have the light up. Seems kind of cool. Again, I'm pretty sure that this is a statue though, right? So it's a model statue, like a 3D puzzle basically. But I think it looks really neat though. Not for me, but I think it looks neat. Then I'm just going to show this because why not? I didn't really get a chance to last week. Yeah, this. Yeah, we have some more images of the GotBots. I talked about them last week. I don't really have anything new to say here, but I would point out that the emblem on the flag is the symbol, I guess, of the Guardians. So make of that what you will. If you missed any of these molds, this is a great way to at least get the mold. All 3 are splendid. I don't have a pre-order or anything like that in for this, but if I see it, I'm probably going to grab it because it's really cool. I like GotBots, and I don't think it's a dirty word to say in the Transformers community. Then we have, in terms of our pictures, a couple of SDCC exclusives. Notably, first is this. Yeah, it's going to be a Marvel Legends of Death's Head. And not for nothing, I have a Death's Head. It's one of the smaller Marvel ones that they did years ago. I've used it in Universal Collision. Actually, he is quite the follower, loyal harbinger of Unicron in Universal Collision. What's the connection here? Why am I showing Death's Head? For those who don't know, Death's Head was actually created by Simon Furman, who we all know and love. And his first appearance, though he is well known now in the Marvel Universe, of course, his first appearance was in Transformers 113. I believe it was the UK run. And that was where this guy got his first start. So a really nice addition, I think, being a Marvel Legends, of course. He's like 6 inches or something, so he's a bit bigger. I think that that's kind of too big for the scale that's in my mind. But like, phew, to say that this doesn't look good, unfortunately, it's an SDCC exclusive. But man, oh man, like, come on, really, really cool. That said, the actual Transformers, I'm more stoked to see this than the actual Transformers SDCC exclusive, because the actual Transformers one, at least the one that was shown today, is this. This is this set. It's Gladiator Megatron, who is really the D16 repurposing of the Siege mold that was an Amazon exclusive last year. I think it came with Senator Shockwave. Is that who came with this one? Or was it Senator Ratbat that came with this one? Maybe it was Ratbat that came with this one. But it's basically that exact same one, except now he has like some marks and stuff on him because now he's a gladiator. And security officer Orion Pax, even though he now has an Optimus Prime head. This is, of course, the Orion Pax that was from the comic universe that came with the Shockwave. Both of these are really based on the IDW iterations. I mean, fine molds. They're both apparently Voyager molds. And cool, I guess, if you're into these guys. It's one of those exclusives that I'm like, yes, this is what an exclusive should be. Some people will really want this. Some people will say, I want a gladiator. I want that Orion Pax. This actually feeds very closely into Transformers 1. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if it's branded as Transformers 1. Good molds. Don't care if I get them or not, but I know that if I was going to SDCC, I'd probably pick it up if I saw it. It's one of those things, right? Like, to me, if you're going to do an exclusive, this is how you do an exclusive. So let me close that. We're going to check in with you guys again. Then we're going to go through the other notable pieces of news. And we'll do the trivia, the giveaway, the unboxing, get out of here. We're keeping pretty good time. The first show went about the length of last week's show, which was a short one. By the way, everything went up really, really great last week with all of the like end of the school year and all of the like graduation festivities and all that sort of stuff. Let's see about where I left off here, guys. Probably around here. Again, I'm definitely going to skip some stuff, and I apologize for that. Could anyone see Tarn customized into Dreamwave's The Fallen? Possibly, though we do have an actual Fallen. That's going to be a leader class coming up soon. I got to believe that that's going to be based on the Dreamwave version. Because it's coming out in whatever the Generations line is going to be. We already have like a leader class, movie Fallen. I got to believe that the one that's going to be coming will be a more G1ified version, right? Time will tell for sure. Let's see. Deluxe scale spy changers would be cool. There you go. There you go. There's another example. Yes, do the spy changers. There's another great example. We need a new Beast Wars 2 Galvatron. Yes. When I did Magmatron, I said there that like I have now versions of every Decepticon, Predacon leader. I don't have Tranus, who came before Megatron technically, because we don't have a Tranus. It's as simple as that. And I don't have the original Beast Wars 2 Galvatron, but now we've got everyone else. Yes, I absolutely agree with that. Deluxe Spy Changers would be great. Yes, I thought that was Eva 02 for a second. I don't know what Eva 02 is. Rhinox looks great. Cannot wait for Rattrap to complete the Beast Wars main. Maximals, fair enough. Surely they're going to do Rattrap, right? Like that has to happen, right? That would be the only thing that makes sense. I think you've done everybody else. We need a redo of all the BotCon characters except for DevCon. Do we though? I don't need a redo of all of them. Maybe you do. Yeah, more IDW, Meet the Eye, Hot Rod Rodimus. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was an IDW-ish thing. We had an official Magnaboss toy in RID 2015. I don't remember a Magnaboss there. But their combiners and that were awful, so I probably blocked it out. I don't remember a Magnaboss there, though. Not saying that he wasn't. I just don't remember it. What is the wheel supposed to be popped off? I don't know what wheel you're talking about. I missed something there for sure. Prime, Sentinel, Nexus, Micronus, Solus, Megatronus. I don't know why you're saying all of the original 13, but okay. Can't wait for our semi-premium set. Good luck finding the bees. They are extremely short-packed. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that they're short-packed. I don't have a dog in the fight for the Hot Wheels stuff at all. But yeah, I did hear that they were quite short-packed. That sounds like something Hasbro would do, for sure. And I think I said that last week, actually. These Hot Wheels might be in the pop culture series where they have movie TV characters. Maybe they could. Are you saying robotic dinosaurs aren't a good disguise? Just saying. If you're a robotic dinosaur, do you need to be in disguise? I hated AOE, but loved Crosshairs and Drift. AOE was long. It had its issues. I still enjoyed it, but it was too long and not enough Dinobots. My Ford Ranger is not about Waspinator. What? My Ford Ranger is not about Waspinator. What? Okay, whatever, man. Whatever works for you. Let's see. I'm thinking it'll be the 3B combiner scale. I am thinking maybe. I kind of think you're right, Ninja Bill. I'm assuming that you're talking about that tidal wave, and you're probably right. Funny to think the masterpiece size tidal wave will be smaller than the Hasbro one. Will it be smaller than the Hasbro one? Time will tell. I don't know what the scale is. Have you seen the scale, Franzese? Because I haven't yet. Hey, Mike. I got the Hasbro tidal wave. It's not bad. The Fans Hobby looks great, but I could just imagine that price. Also a consideration. It'll be interesting to see what that price is, too. I like Crosshairs because he was a smart talker, and Drift because I like the work of Ken Watanabe. And you know what? Fair reasons to like both, really. It is. It's a wild light piping on him. And you're talking about that tidal wave. I know you're talking about that tidal wave. Hey, DJ. Hey, Darren, if I didn't say it already, buddy. The 3D puzzle looks like something my brother would get me for your birthday, and maybe it is. Pre-order those GoBots. I need those GoBots. Fast and Furious. I don't know what that means, but okay. Last Monday, I went to a store in LA. Saw a lot of Transformers. Okay. Whatever works for you, buddy. The Doctor and Dr. Who Shrunk him down. Senator Ratbat. There you go. Yeah, I thought I had those sets possibly a bit wrong. Say la vie. Hey, Boss Gunny. Okay, so for the people that have come in late, I'm using my computer. It's fixed. This is the old fan. Tomorrow will be the Samurai animated Prowler review again. We will have the countdown on Monday. We will have a brand new question on Wednesday. In other words, we're picking right up where we left off. Okay, let's see what we got left here news-wise that I haven't already touched on with everything that I put up on the screen. I didn't actually, should have got visuals of this. The Iron Factory, Guy Hawk. We saw visuals of that. Looks great. I think the wings are a little bit big on the back, but they're accurate to where they should be, so I can't complain about it. Legend scale looks phenomenal. We already talked about the Fans Hobby tidal wave. Can't wait to see more details on that. We saw more images of the Star Raiders Thundertron Night Strike. That's the little bat on his shoulder. And Carsatron, who is the armorizer guy that comes with them. Again, we talked about that a little bit. It's nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. We talked about Rhinox already. We talked about the Hot Wheels. Apparently they're like the Optimus is out in the US and stuff. And we talked about some that are authentics. The GoBots pack we talked about. Victor Caroli is going to be at TFCon Toronto, July 12th to the 14th. Not this weekend, but next weekend. There's some new one standees that were shown. I guess gearing up to have them in theaters and stuff now. The mobile game Mob Control has a Transformers crossover now. I saw a review of the Transformers 1 Studio Series Optimus Prime. I don't like the waist piece, that all moving up and down in one piece. It's a deluxe. That seems like a weird size. The kind of yellowed, grayish, weird plastic doesn't strike me. I do like the transformation. I think it's a weird looking alt mode. It's not the Optimus for me. It's really not. And for something that's supposed to be Studio Series, I'm like, I feel like you could do a little bit better, honestly. It's not for me. It might be for you. We're going to talk a little bit about one and how my excitement for it has been diminished a little bit. Tidal Wave is out in Canada, as Mike pointed out, because he already has it. The Blockies, Optimus and Megatron, we already talked about that with the game room thing. We'll go back to all of that in a moment. This whole 40th anniversary screening thing. So tomorrow at 12 noon, they're going to be doing it not at theaters, but on YouTube. There will be a version of it uploaded to YouTube. Apparently, a couple of people will be in the live chat. So 12 Eastern tomorrow on, I guess, the Hasbro Pulse YouTube, I suppose. The table reading with the voice actors doing More Than Meets the Eye Part 1. I don't know about it's Part 2 and Part 3 as well. But at like a split screen where you will be watching the actual episode while they're doing the table read. So that's actually coming up tomorrow. That's great for people like me and possibly you who never had to come to a theater in their neck of the woods to see it. Queen Studios, I thought I had, I guess I don't. I thought I had some. I thought I had some pictures of this. I don't. But Queen Studio, they are doing a life-sized Optimus Prime statue. Basically, it looks like on the stand it's probably a bit more than life-size. It looks to be about 7 feet tall. It's a statue. It's bonkers, but apparently this is going to be like for sale. I don't know who in their right mind is going to buy a 7-foot Optimus Prime. I can't imagine what the price is going to be, but weird, I guess. We'll follow that from Queen Studio under weird. And it's the Bumblebee movie version of Optimus Prime. I think it might have done better as a G1 Optimus, but whatever. We already talked about the Dr. Wu stuff. Magmatron now out in the US on shelf at GameStop, as well. Wave 3, which is the wave that has like Hot Shot and Sideburn and Nucleus, Nucleus, Nucleus. That wave has also been seen in Ohio. Man, Ohio is getting everything early these days, it seems. We talked about the Death's Head. There were some new pictures from Mark Maher showing off the Armada Galvatron. I mean, not much to see there. It was part of his behind-the-scenes thing. If you know the Megatron mold, you know the Galvatron mold, basically. Youtooz, a Canadian licensee, is a company that does vinyls. They're doing a vinyl Optimus Prime. He has his axe. He's in an action pose. He kind of has like those curved, cartoony eyes where you can tell, like, oh, he's smiling under his mask. I guess to each their own if you like the vinyls and stuff. We talked about the Spin Master kind of puzzle, I suppose. And we talked about the SDCC stuff. And then that brings us finally to the Transformers 1 interview with the director that was done. And some things came into this that have me a little less enthused for the movie than I was before. Some things that he said that I'm like, oh, we've heard this before, and you gotta stop doing it, man. I guess time will tell. I'm still going to see it. I'm still excited to see it, but a little less than I was. You see, originally my understanding was that we are seeing, because this was stated, this was explicitly stated, that we are seeing the rise of the relationship of Optimus and Megatron, and then how they turn bitter into rivals before G1. So this is what happens like before anything that we know from 1984 onward, before the Great War and stuff. And it's still going to technically do that in a roundabout way. However, here's some stuff that came out of the interview that I noticed. One, because it has a runtime in the vicinity of about 90 minutes, they had to cut out a lot of the origin stuff. The original idea was to have Megatron come from like a gladiator, like they actually cut out like a gladiator scene and stuff, but he was just going to come from like a gladiator kind of background. Optimus was going to come from like a Law and Order type of background. Two very different backgrounds come together to be friends and then become bitter enemies. All of that's been cast aside for them to be bunk mates as Energon miners, both of them Energon miners, and they're bunk mates. They're basically getting Energon from deep inside Cybertron after a year-long drought on the surface. He also said that this is set before the live action or like the 86 movie or whatnot, but it's not specifically connected to any of it. It's just these are the events that could have happened before any of the wars in any of the iterations of the franchise. To me, you're just going to set up something where you're going to take it forward and it's going to end up becoming its own thing once again and a whole new continuity, which he does say this is kind of its own continuity. Think of it as the Transformers equivalent of the old Republic era of Star Wars. Now, I don't know anything about that, but I know a lot of people have complained about eras that, you know, other than the kind of original trilogy. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. He said that he gained a lot of inspiration from like biblical epics like Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments, except you don't have the runtime that those movies had. And this isn't a biblical epic. This is a society that is existing, and the relationship of two friends that become such bitter enemies that it divides society and really leads to the destruction of a planet. I don't think you're approaching it the right way if this is how you're approaching it. He said the world is scaled to bots, not scaled to humans. He said, in fact, a lot of buildings and stuff are upside down. He said, think of it as it being like New York City, but then there's like a New York City also above it facing downward, like stalactites or stalagmites or whichever one's face down. Weird, wild, busy. We'll see how it looks. It's coming out September 24th. Saying things like it might be its own continuity. It happens before any of the battles that we've known. We had to compromise the origin story. Like, bro, you're not helping your cause. You're really not helping your cause with anything said there. No, stop with the reboots. I really, really wish that the that the aligned continuity Bible was followed the way it was intended to be followed. Because what they have done, quite frankly, is really, really come up with so many offshoots and branches of so many different continuities that it's like, why get invested? Here's the problem. Why get invested in any of it when you're not developing a lore? You look at something like Star Trek. And yeah, okay, granted, you got the like rebooted films and that whole little universe. But generally speaking, every single thing can be retconned and added to and built on and stuck in and fit the timeline. You look at Doctor Who. Same thing, whether you like it or whether you don't. With every regeneration of the Doctor, yeah, I get that it's a new continuity, but it all harkens back, right back through. Transformers needs to do the same thing. You have to find a way to take all of these branches, tie it all together into one bloody continuity where people can finally get invested in something. I try to do it with Universal Collision, but this constant reboot and then constant iterations of the same characters doing the same things. You got to find a different way, man. We, the fans, have told you many times what to do, and you're not doing it. And even now, I don't even think the fans know what they want anymore. Okay, so let me check. Let me do the trivia. Okay, and I know you guys are having a lot to say. I'm definitely missing some stuff. Kind of weird to have them pour cold water on the movie before it's even released. And to me, that's exactly what they did. Sounds like they're pretty much saying, well, this might be canon for something. Yeah, or it might be canon for everything. Lorenzo is the enigma. He doesn't make sense. Here's the thing. Lorenzo says one thing and now the director says another, and that's the way it always is. I lose confidence when your producer, who quite frankly is the guy we got to follow because he's the guy footing the bill, but when your producer and your staff, when your producer and your director are saying different things, that's a problem. You're not even on the same page. How are you making a film when you can't even agree what the continuity is or what the storyline is? This is why you're having so many problems, because you have nobody in control. If you're the producer, if you're footing the bill, you better be in 100% solid control. And I know everybody says it falls on the director. The director's job is to do what the producer wants. Hopefully, the producer and the director have a vision that's in line, because at the end of the day, it should be synchronous, right? The producer should feel like his vision or her vision is being shared by the director, and the director should feel like their vision is being shared by the producer, and they come together to give us something beautiful. If those two key players can't even get on the same page, you got a problem. Okay, now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do the trivia question. I want you to answer the trivia question in the comments. Just guess. It'll be A, B, C, or D. If you want to be in the running for the free Earthrise Wheeljack, put a W next to your guess. So if you're guessing B, you'll put BW. If you're guessing A, you're going to put AW. Only the answers to the trivia that are in the chat right now with a W will be the ones that I will select from. So listen, stop chit-chatting for a moment. Listen to the question. If you already got this and you don't want to be in the running and you just want to guess, cool. Don't put a W with it. If you want a chance at the prize, at that Earthrise complete wheeljack, whether you broke yours or skipped it or didn't have it or said, I don't want that, I'd have it for free. If you want a chance at the free one, that's what you have to do. That's the only way that this is going to work. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I think a major problem is Bay is still involved. And as long as he's there, it'll never get a proper reboot. Everybody blames Bay. You can't blame Bay. The guy has made billions upon billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. His style is big explosions and bash them up. He is not into story. He probably never should have been hired. But a proper producer, a smart producer would say, okay, Michael Bay, you handle the direction of the action scenes. The story scenes need to have a separate director. You need a solid story editor who, quite frankly, is working tight in line with the producer. And those four people have to be on the same page. If they're not, then it doesn't matter what else you're doing. Okay, let's go. Here it is. I hope that this is actually an easy one. And your guess doesn't need to be right to win. It just has to be a guess with a W next to it. Here we go. No, not W by itself, Darren. You're jumping the gun. I haven't asked the question yet. That doesn't count. You have to do it next to your guess for the question. Which Cybertron character, so from Transformers Cybertron, which Transformers Cybertron character was slated to be originally adapted to the online continuity to serve as one of Thundertron's Star Seekers? In other words, here's a Cybertron character, specifically the Cybertron version of this character, because some names were shared, but it wasn't supposed to be the Cybertron character. This was specifically supposed to be a character taken from Transformers Cybertron and adapted to be a member of the Star Seekers in the Align continuity. Was it supposed to be A, Cybertron Mudflap, B, Cybertron Thunderblast, C, Cybertron Crumple Zone, or D, Cybertron Undermine? So was it A, Mudflap, B, Thunderblast, C, Crumple Zone, or D, Undermine? Answer with a W if you want to be in. That's the only way that I'm going to do this. A, B, C, or D, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's see. We got a B, a C, a B, a BW, a DW, a C, B for boat, C, okay, an AW. Any more? I'm going to count down from 10, and then there'll be no more guesses. So if you got a guess, you got to put it in now. If you want to be in the running for the thing, it has to have a W. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the answer to the trivia is C, Crumple Zone. It was absolutely C, Crumple Zone. Some other names were used. Apparently, the original crew was slated to have 13 members. Who knew? Okay, let me just take note here. Let me just take note here of the names of people that answered with that. Hold on a moment. Simple Man. Mike. Maximal 10. Darren. Okay. And we're going to go down here. Joel. It was C. Okay. Let me just make sure. I don't want to have missed anyone. Hold on. Okay. Nickel, you still here, buddy? I need you to speak up if you are. Oh, come on, Nickel, if you're still here. I just need you to say here or hi or something. Left hand don't know what the right hand is doing. You're right. Okay, so Nickel, here's what I need you to do. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 4. I haven't even, actually, I'm going to apply the numbers now to our 4 participants. They are not in the order that I wrote them down, just so we are clear about that. I need you to pick a number from 1 to 4. I need you, no, Nickel. I need Nickel to pick that number for me. Roll a dice. Yeah, roll it. Let's see what we get. 84? I don't know. And the answer was 3, which means our winner. I can't believe this. Our winner. And I can't believe this because he has a horseshoe up his butt. Mike DeRosier. I don't know if I've never known if I'm saying your last name right. I've always assumed it's French, and I've always assumed I'm saying it right. But our winner is Mike. Mike has a fantastic winning streak going on, if you know Mike. So I will get the details. Congratulations, Mike. I will get the details from you, my friend. And Nickel, I will pass those details along to you. So that only leaves one thing so that we can get out of here. Thank you, by the way, guys, for participating. I will get those details. I will hand it along to you. Congratulations, Mike. Thank you, everyone that participated. And the unboxing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, only one thing tonight. And it is, boom, Vector Prime. He actually did come in. I didn't know how I was going to feel about him. I love the G-Axis mold. I dearly love the G-Axis mold. It was one of the best, if not the best, in one of the year-end countdowns. And now I got to say, this is good. But is it as good as this mold, the original? Ooh, buddy, can't wait to review Vector Prime and Vector Prime. I'll say this. It's too bad that the new one doesn't have Safeguard, but maybe, just maybe, there's a way to incorporate Safeguard with this guy. We'll see when we do the review of Vector Prime. Tomorrow will be animated Samurai Prowl. Next Tuesday will be animated. I've been calling him Sound Blaster, but it's actually Electrostatic Sound Wave. And next Friday, I'm thinking is probably going to be 86 Frenzy. And then the following week will be Vector Prime and Nucleus. And probably, depending on what comes up between now and then, because that's a few weeks away, maybe the animated Dinobots then. They got kind of pushed off a little bit because we had other things come in. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I ended it 5 years ago saying, I got to go. We got to get ready for a wedding. Next time I see you, I'll be a married man. Next time I see you, I'll be 5 years a married man. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming by, for being here, for giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. And of course, you can hit the join button and become a channel member at any given time. I appreciate you guys coming by so very much. Do not forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world, whether you know it or not. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams right here on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres of the old-fashioned way, inside the videos.